वाली माता जी त्वरी सदा जय। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। राधा कृष्ण देव की जय। भगवान स्वामी नारायण की जय। साईं बाबा की जय। सब धर्मों की जय जय जय।
वक्रतुंडा महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दं भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षेयमामृतात्। 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
ओके दिमन भाई
जी अरुण भाई, आज हम एक गुजराती भजन गाएंगे। भगवान प्रार्थना ही है,
प्रार्थना ही है।
गणपति तमने पहलो वंदन गणपति तमने रिद्धि सिद्धि आपो भैरव वंदन गणपति तमने रिद्धि सिद्धि आपो रे। बीज वंदन मात सरस्वती सद्वाणी रे आपो रे। बीज वंदन मात सरस्वती सद्वाणी आपो रे। वंदन करिए श्री प्रभु तमने राखो अपने चरणे। त्रिज वंदन गुरु जी तमने विद्या मागे पाड़ो रे। त्रिज वंदन गुरु जी तमने विद्या मागे पाड़ो रे। चौथु वंदन मात पिता ने आशीष हमने आपको रे। चौथु वंदन मात पिता ने आशीष हमने आपको रे। वंदन करिए श्री प्रभु तमने राखो अपने शरणे रे। पांचम वंदन परमेश्वर ने पांचम वंदन परमेश्वर ने सद्बुद्धि दे आपो रे। पांचम वंदन परमेश्वर ने सद्बुद्धि दे आपो रे। वेला बात मारा प्रभु चरण मारा वेला बात मारा प्रभु चरण मारा खोरे। वंदन करिए श्री प्रभु तमने राखो अपने शरणे रे। Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
धन्यवाद, ब्यूटीफुल। रानी जी और उसके बाद जगदीश भाई जोशी, रानी सिंगला जी।
Okay, 1 minute. Just give me a minute. ये मैं ये उन्होंने गाया था एक बार जतिन जी ने भजन।
अच्छा,
तो वो मैं गाऊंगी। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् वेणुमधुरो रेणुमधुरा पानी मधुरा पादो मधुरो नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् कर्णं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् गुज्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा बीची मधुरा सलीलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरम् इष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टि मधुरा सृष्टि मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम। जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण रानी जी, ब्यूटीफुल। मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम। जगदीश भाई।
हाँ जी, कैन यू हियर मी?
हाँ जी।
नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं, नैनहीन को राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं नैनहीन को। तुम्हारी नगरिया की कठिन डगरिया, तुम्हारी नगरिया की कठिन डगरिया, चलते चलते गिर जाऊं मैं प्रभु नैनहीन को। राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं नैनहीन को। चहूं और मेरे घोर अंधेरा, भूल न जाऊं द्वार तेरा। चहूं और मेरे घोर अंधेरा, भूल न जाऊं द्वार तेरा। एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो, एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो, एक बार प्रभु हाथ पकड़ लो। मन का दीप जलाऊं मैं प्रभु नैनहीन को। राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं नैनहीन को। राह दिखा प्रभु, पग पग ठोकर खाऊं मैं नैनहीन को।
ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल, थैंक यू। चंद्र जी एक छोटा सा भजन सुनाएंगे?
टाइम है डॉक्टर कपाडिया आ गए हैं?
हाँ जी हाँ जी, नहीं टाइम है हमारे पास।
अच्छा जी, ठीक है। तो मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। अब दे दो अपनी दया का दान, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। तुम न सुनोगे तो कौन सुनेगा, पथ के कांटे कौन चुनेगा। कहाँ कहाँ मैं भटक रहा हूँ, लेके तुम्हारा नाम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। डूब रही मझधार नैया, तुम बिन प्रभु जी कौन खिवैया। डूब न जाए बीच भंवर में, राम कहीं तेरा नाम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। राम ही तन में, राम ही मन में, राम ही तन में, राम ही मन में, राम ही मेरे मन दर्पण में, राम ही मेरे मन दर्पण में, रोम रोम में राम रमे है, रोम रोम में राम रमे है, कण कण में भी राम। मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। दे दो अपनी दया का नाम, मेरी विनती सुनो हे राम। थैंक यू।
Beautiful, Chandra.
Chantaji, that was very pretty. Very
Beautiful.
nice.
Thank you जी।
जतिन भाई प्रणाम, जय श्री कृष्ण।
Hari Om, Jai Shri Krishna.
हरिओम जी, हरिओम।
Nice bhajan, very nice bhajan.
थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू।
केम छो जतिन भाई?
Hari Om, good.
Hari Om, Jai Krishna.
हरिओम,
Good, Hari Om.
हरिओम।
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Hari Om. So we are doing a book. The name is Sadhana Panchakam. Sadhana Panchakam has only 5 shlokas. And we finished the first shloka, which had 8 sadhanas. Now we will start second shloka. This one also has 8 sadhanas. Let's chant and then we'll talk about it. Sangha satsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dradadiyatam santyadi parichiyatam dradataram karmashu santyanjatam sadvidvanu pashrupyatam pratidinam Takpaduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamarthyatam shruti shiro vakyam samakarnyatam. So let's take the first half of the first line. Sangha Satsu Vidhiyatam. It means seek the companionship with a man of wisdom, or satsang with a learned person. This is what this means. So physically and mentally, let's see, this is the description. No? Next. Okay, all right. So physically and mentally, we should be attached to wise people, learned people, the people with the knowledge of Atman. Now, why physically? Physically does not mean that we touch them. It only means that we are around the people, physically around the people who are learned. So some people, they go to meet Sant or Swamis, and sometimes the Swamis, Sant, learned people, they come to our town and we want them to stay in our house. They go to somebody's house and we go and meet them in their house, or we spend time with them. And when we spend time with them physically, be around them, there is a purpose which is served. And what is the purpose? We see how they live the life. It's very important. The reason is, when we see them, then we realize that how simple life they have. We made our life very complicated. Our life has lots of ups and downs. So automatically we have a lot of sukha dukkha. But when the life is very simple, if we can imagine when we were 5 years old, when I was 5 years old, and we used to go to village, we used to go to meet the people or the relatives, and we stayed there in summer vacation. It was so simple. They wake up early, they go to the farm or they go to the store, they come back home at 4 o'clock, they eat, they sit outside, go to sleep, and done. It's so simple, nothing complicated. And they spend quite some time where on the porch, sit outside and watch the people, everybody who passes by, they say, hello, hi, how are you? How is your son? How is your daughter? And they move on, and another person come and go, and another person come and go. Simple life, very, very, very simple life. These people also have a very simple life. They have no stock market, they have no investment, they have real estate, which is basically the ashram, which is being managed by different people, but not the person who is a Swami or Santa in that place. So that simple life, as I said last time, I mentioned probably that we have quite a few people in the mission who walk around with one carry-on bag. They don't check in the bag. They carry the bag with them on the plane. And wherever they go, that is the only total possessions they have. They have a few pieces of clothes, a couple of shirts, couple of pants, and some underwear, and then items to brush the teeth, and maybe 1 or 2 books. And of course, their now computer, because that's where all the material is. So they can read on the airport, they can read whichever ashram they go to, and they can read at home too. Home, there is one more thing, which is books. So that's all they have. It's so simple life, and that's what we need to do. So what do they have? Why should we be emotionally attached to them? That is because to squeeze their brain out. Every time we spend the time with them, we keep on asking the questions to them, and they keep on talking to us. They don't want to talk, but when we ask the question, they have to answer. And whatever they answer, they might begin with, oh, I don't know. But then whatever they answer, but I think, and that is when we pay attention to, because every sentence they speak is important. And every description, every understanding that we get from there is helpful. So basically, then we have to get the knowledge out of them. That is the most important thing. That is why we should be attached to the Sant people, knowledgeable people, wisdom, people with wisdom, because we learn from them. That is the whole idea. That grows our inner personality in width and in depth. So our personality changes by just being with them. So it's rare to be around them because they are not always there. But whenever we get the opportunity, we should be having the satsang with them. Now there is easy satsang nowadays. You go on YouTube and there are hundreds of people who have talks and lectures and information available to us. That is wonderful. It was not available only a few years ago, but now it is available. Their DVD, their books it's satsang, because we read that and we get the knowledge. So we learn how to be happy, and we learn how to live a life without much of possessions and still a very, very happy life. So see, our impression is a very wrong impression. We think that they are suffering. So when they come to our house, one of the Swami went to somebody's house, and their young son, 20, 25, 30, around there, somewhere in 20s, he came from outside, and the mother said, go and touch feet of Swamiji. And he did. And he was very respectful. And he sat down. And then the person started talking. So then he said, would you like to come and visit my ashram? And mother interrupted. No, Swamiji, no. Why? He's not pakka. He's still kacha. So if he goes to your ashram and if he becomes Swami, I'll be very unhappy. You invited me to your house. You are touching my feet. You respect me, and everywhere I go, people respect me. And I'm the happiest man in the world. But then, Swamiji, you don't have children. I want grandchildren. And you don't have wealth. I like wealthy people. So, but without wealth, if somebody is happy, and without children and spouse, if somebody is happy, what's wrong with that? We think that they are suffering. None of them is suffering. Believe me, they can live peacefully. They don't have to go to work. They usually don't have a boss. Nobody rules over them. They get their own food. Somebody comes and make food for them. And sometimes if they have to make, they do. And their life is very simple and very happy. They can go out for a walk 2-3 times a day. And wherever they live, there are lots of trees and plants, and it's just like somebody is spending time in a 5-star hotel. What's wrong with that? You don't have grandchildren, but that's okay. Anyway, we don't control whether our children should have grandchildren or not. They don't listen. They do what they want to do. Anyway. So when I remember our first book, that was Bhaja Govindam, and we repeated the 9th shloka of Bhaja Govindam many, many times. Why? Because it has the same thing, which is this 3 words say, Sangaha Satsu Vidhiyatam, that have the satsang with the man of wisdom. And what did that sloka say? Shankaracharya told us very clearly. Satsangatve nitsangatvam, nitsangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivanam mukti. So simple. Jivan mukti is eternal blissful state of mind. And that you get with a very simple 1 word, satsang. That satsang is so important. So when we have satsang, we don't talk about how is your son and how is your daughter and where did you invest the money. We don't talk about that. We shouldn't talk about that. We should only talk about Brahman. We should only talk about the scriptures. And when we do that, automatically we have detachment or dispassion and some vairagya to some extent, which is wonderful. greater the vairagya, greater the peace of mind. Believe me, vairagya is not a bad thing. Vairagya is a good thing, that you don't depend on other people and you don't depend on other objects to be happy. What's wrong with that? That's a fantastic state of mind. So when you do satsang, you become detached. When you are detached, the moha or misunderstanding goes away. When our most or misunderstanding goes away, then our mind is set on tattva, the essence, the Brahman, the God. And that gives us ultimate jivan mukti. Very simple thing. So we should be following that. So satsang, what is the meaning of sat sangha? Sangha of the people who knows Atman. Sat is Atman. So satsang is when we go towards Bhagavan. Now that can be very simple, like you were singing bhajan for last half an hour. Absolutely fantastic. We don't just sing, we import in our mind. We understand the meaning of it and we follow what bhajan has to say. So just singing bhajan is not enough. We absorb the knowledge which is there in the bhajan. So satsang is going towards Bhagavan. What is dusang? Dusang is whichever place we go to, that takes us away from Bhagavan, away from the Lord. And that is our current style: Friday night party, Saturday night party, liquor, going to the bar, going to the restaurant, going for gathering just to have fun and talk about the things, fight with each other about politics. That is all dusang. And when we talk about Brahman, when we talk about Ishwar, that is all satsang. Somebody said, a very popular person, I don't remember now the name of that person, but he said that satsang 7 days a week, satsang 7 days a week, you are the greatest fortunate person on the face of this earth. So if somehow we can manage satsang, and that can be even on YouTube, that can be even by reading the books, that can be even with other people, that can be on the phone, on the Zoom, or that can be in person. But anybody who had satsang daily, he's the most fortunate person on the face of this earth. We must remember that. It's very, very important. So we studied this book, Sadhana Panchakam. It's a very simple, very tiny book. And it only has 5 shlokas. But if we somehow understand a little bit in detail, and if we try to follow some of the advice that they give our sadhanas, this is how we are supposed to be behaving, our mind becomes peaceful. And that's very, very important. The only thing we want in our life is peace. So peace means happiness. Peace automatically means happiness. So that's what we are looking for. But we look at the wrong places. We think that going to Florida is, or going to a park is peaceful. You can be really peaceful sitting in your own house. I can be very happy if I just walk downstairs. And in open, beautiful, between the trees and the animals and the birds, and it's just absolutely peaceful. So for having a peace, we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to do anything. Our house, our bedroom, our front yard, backyard, wherever we live, can give us a tremendous peace. It also automatically, when it advances, then we become equal-minded. In other words, then we don't have liking and disliking. We have liking for every single thing. Oh, that is so good. If we can like every single thing, equanimity is going to keep coming, even equanimity, because it is so important. That is such a great state of mind. So that we will talk a little bit more in today itself, in a little bit the next shloka, somewhere around there. So we will go there. the next one. Let's talk about the next one. So second half of the first shloka is yeah, we can put it up. Bhagavato bhaktirdrada diyatam. Bhagavato bhaktirdrada diyatam. In other words, be established, drad, be established, solid in what? Bhakti, devotion to the Lord. This is what you are doing every Friday. But we have to establish in it. So Bhagwan is everything in our life. Once you finish your temple, then you will be going to the temple every Friday, or maybe more often. And people who live nearby, they can go every day if they want to. So that bhakti, be in touch with Bhagwan, is very, very, very important. Let's talk a little bit more about it. Is that love instead with the people, towards the people, instead of that, if we turn towards Ishvara or Brahman, that is devotion. So what is the difference between Ishvara and Brahman? Ishvara has a Rupa and Nama. Then you can have your own Ishta Devata in Rama or Krishna or Durga or Devi or Ganesha or Shiva. You can pick your own deity, whichever you want to pick is perfectly fine. So what is the difference? Through this deity, you look at Brahman, that all the qualities of Rama are the qualities of Brahman. All the qualities of Shiva are the qualities of Brahman. All the qualities of Ganesha are nothing but the qualities of Brahman. So through the Ishvara, we actually have a devotion to Brahman. So whether it is with the deity or it is with the Brahman, it is all devotion. Devotion is nothing but love. So love for the Lord is something which we need to develop. So what happens? The mind gets integrated and the mind grows when we have devotion to Bhagavan. So we want our mind to grow towards Brahman, and the devotion to Bhagavan helps us. Now, what about we love the objects? I like Mercedes, I like big house, I like good food, I like good clothes. We all do. Okay, there is a problem. When we are attached to the objects, it actually shatters the mind. It disintegrates the mind. It is not good for us. But somehow this is what we have learned from life after life and in this life from birth until today. So that is what we like. We like jewelry, we like good clothes, we like makeup, we like suits and shoes and good food and good house, and all of that is attachment or love for the objects. Love for the objects disintegrates us, and love for the Lord integrates us. So there is the opposite effect. So we want to grow. When we do bhakti, we learn to concentrate. And learning for concentrate is called chitta ekagrata. So pure mind plus chitta ekagrata, which happens because of bhakti, helps us in our meditation. Like, let's say, if you go to the temple and you really go often and more you read about your own deity and more you understand and more love you have for the Lord, you go there and sit there for half an hour, keep your eyes closed and meditate on the deity, whichever is your Ishta Devata. When you leave that temple, you are at absolute peace And when you go home for the rest of the day, you are at absolute peace. So the peace comes to us. Now, all the different literature, not just Hinduism, but if somebody knows the Christianity or what are the commandments, and the first commandment is this, that Jesus Christ said that I am the only Lord and there is no other Lord in the world, and you pray to me. That is his first sentence, first of the 10 commandments. Well, actually, before Jesus Christ said, Lord Krishna said the exact same thing in Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is older. And what did Lord Krishna say? He said that I am the Lord, and you do my bhakti, and you do the bhakti of nobody else. And there is a name for it. It is called Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti is love, and Ananya is no other person, no other God. Now, is it selfish? No, it's not. Actually, we have to understand what is Ananya Bhakti. He actually meant not Krishna as a deity. He meant Krishna as Brahman, Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. That's what Lord Krishna meant, is that you do the bhakti of Supreme Lord or Bhagavan, Paramatma, and no other thing or no other person. What do? We love the objects, we love the things, we love the people. So Lord Krishna explains that, yes, if you do my bhakti, you don't, that means if you do the bhakti of the Brahman, Supreme Lord Parameshwar, you don't have to have love with anybody else, because that includes the love of the whole world. So that is what he wanted to say that. And that is what it means, that you do my bhakti and nobody else's bhakti. All it means is that you think, you learn, you study, you meditate on Brahman. That is what he's saying. Now, bhakti yoga includes 3 topics. One is puja. When we go to the temple, we do the puja. When we are at home, we do the puja. Some people do puja every single day. Some people do it once a week. Some people do it once a month. And some people do once a year. It doesn't matter. That puja is the way we love the Lord. That's 1. 2, japa. We can do japa every single day. It's very simple. It only takes few minutes. It only requires 1 japa mala. And whether you do 1 time or 5 times or 10 times or 20 times, it's very simple. And you keep repeating the name of the God. So it automatically joins with you. You think of the God for the rest of the day if you do Japamala early morning, if we wake up early morning. So the third is Upasana. Upasana means that you meditate upon Bhagavan. So when we go to the temple, we look at the deity. Then what do? We put 2 hands together and then we close our eyes. When we close our eyes, we are meditating or doing the upasana on the Lord, which you just saw with the open eyes few seconds ago. So puja, japa, and upasana combined 3 is called Bhakti Yoga. Now, Bhakti is, there are 9 different ways we can do the Bhakti. And Bhagavatam describes that very well. Even Narad Bhakti Sutra describes that very well. What are those 9 different ways that we do Bhakti? Shravanam. We listen to somebody who is singing the glory of Bhagwan. Shravanam. That is one way of doing Bhakti. Kirtanam. We sing the glory of Bhagwan. That is what we just did for 30 minutes. So somebody is singing and the rest of the people are listening. Third, Smaranam. People have a habit all day. They keep on talking. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. All day people sing that. That is Smaranam. We remember Bhagavan all day. Fourth, Pada Sevanam. When we go, we touch the feet of Bhagavan. We even do the puja of the feet of Bhagavan. Pada Sevanam. Vandanam. We always bow to Bhagavan. So that is Vandanam. Archanam. Archanam means there are hymns, there are Sanskrit hymns or songs which are related to that Bhagavan, and we chant that at home. Some people chant early morning, some people chant late in the night, but that is Archanam. Then we build a relationship with Bhagavan. So we serve Bhagavan. We give bath, we change the clothes, we put kumkum, we put the whole puja, we do it at home. That is, we are the friend of Bhagavan and we treat Bhagavan. So when we serve the Bhagavan, it is dasyam. And when we are friend of Bhagavan, that is sakhyam. We can actually talk to Bhagavan. So that's perfectly fine. Mirabai used to do that. We all can do that. We actually talk to Bhagavan also, but we talk without speaking. We speak in our mind and talk to Bhagavan. And the last, the ninth one is Atmanivedanam. Atmanivedanam, you arpan yourself to Bhagavan. You surrender to Bhagavan. That is Atmanivedanam. So these are the 9 different ways we can do bhakti of Bhagavan. Now, one advice from the book and from other people is that we should go to sleep in the lap of Bhagavan and we can wake up with Bhagavan. So what do? In the bedroom, we must have either the picture or deity or some way Bhagavan is right in front of your eyes. And you first pray to Bhagavan and then go to sleep. And you do exactly the same thing the moment you wake up. That means that you spend the time all night with Bhagavan. We will have a wonderful sleep at night. Now, these are the 6 qualities of Bhagavan. Every Bhagavan, doesn't matter which Bhagavan we are talking about. And some people add some more qualities, some people subtract, some people change some qualities. There is a small difference, but basically all the spiritual book will describe these qualities of Bhagavan. What is that? Aishwaryam. What is Aishwaryam? That the creation the Bhagavan has a total command of the creation of the universe. There is nothing that Bhagavan has done wrong. There is nothing that Lord has created which is improper or incorrect or without purposeful. So his job, his creation, he has done absolutely fantastic. This is Aishwaryam. Second is Yasha. Yash, we usually say that means the person is popular. No. That's not it. Politicians are popular. They have famous. They have fame. It's the exact translation is not just fame, but revered, respected, and loved. That fame is a yash of Bhagavan. Then Virya, Bala. Bala is strength of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is omnipotent, strong. Nobody can fight with Bhagavan. Nobody can win with Bhagavan. There is no sense in competing with Bhagavan because he's the strongest in the world. Jnana. Bhagavan has the knowledge. What is the knowledge? The knowledge of Atma. The knowledge itself is Bhagavan. So that is Jnana, knowledge. Then Tejas and Vairagya. Tejas means brilliance. We have a habit, if somebody, when we were in India, if somebody goes to London, study and come back, then when he comes back, we used to say, oh my God, you are shining. Your face is bright, brilliant looking. Well, that is no brilliancy compared to the brilliancy of Bhagavan. So that is brilliant, shining Bhagavan. Then Vairagya, detach. You see the life of Rama, you see the life of Krishna, you see the life of Shiva, you see any other God's life, they are totally, totally detached all throughout their life. That is the Vairagya. Bhagwan always has Vairagya. The whole life of Lord Krishna was about Vairagya. The whole life of Rama, he just one time, one of the three mothers say one thing to Rama, and he walked out of the house for 14 years and went to the jungle forest. That is Vairagya, not attached to anybody ever. That is the Vairagya Bhagwan has. Shri is the prosperity. We always do Lakshmi Puja. So that is Bhagwan. Prosperity comes with the prayer to Bhagwan. Bhagwan is everything. He has everything. And he can give us whatever he wants to give us. So these are the qualities of all the Bhagwans at all time. Remember when we were in India, I don't know if it happened to you or not, but it did happen to me. And when the priest comes to the house and they do some puja, in the beginning of the puja, there is a determination. Why do we do puja? And he will ask you, what is your gotra? What is your lineage? And I don't know what is my lineage. So I asked my parents. And they said, you know what, if you don't know, or anybody who doesn't know, just say Kashyap. Why Kashyap? I don't know Kashyap. I didn't actually know. Why Kashyap? So why Kashyap? And I couldn't understand. But then if you see the Saptarishi, they were thousands of years ago. And their children and their children and their children, and ultimately the whole of the population kind of came from those rishis. So Kashyap was very popular. One of the there is something we call Saptarishi. Saptarishi means 7 rishis, and those 7 rishis are responsible for all of our scriptures. And those jnana from those Saptarishis actually is in Vedas. So Vedas was compiled by Bhagwan Vyas, but the knowledge came from Saptarishis and other rishis too. But this Saptarishis has a lot of contribution in that knowledge. And if you read the list of Saptarishis, it includes Atri, Bharadwaj, Gautam Maharishi, not Gautam Buddha, Gautam Maharishi, Kashyap, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, and the 7th one keep on changing. But in my book, it was Jamadagni. But different books have different rishi described as one of the Saptarishi. So this is the description of bhakti. And that is the meaning of Bhagavato Bhaktir Dradha Diyatam. We must do the devotion of the Lord. It must be the part of our life. It's very, very, very important. Let's see the third part. Shantyade Parichiyatam. That is the second sentence, first half of the second sentence. What does it mean? We must cultivate virtues such as Shanti and so on. Now, and so on, Adi, etc., it means there are more virtues. And that peace of mind actually comes from these things. This is what described as a part of the knowledge people should have before they study scriptures. So this is the essential requirement of a good student of Vedanta. And what are those 6 things? Sama, Dhamma, Uparati, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhana. What does each one of the word mean? Sama means control over our mind. Dhamma means control we must control our senses. And what that really means is that eyes and ears and nose and tongue and the touch, all 5 senses, we must control. If we don't control, we will be nowhere. We will be doing papa again and again and again. So we must, and that actually originates from sama, from the mind, because mind is the culprit. Mind is the one who tells arm or hand what to do. Mind is the one which tells eyes what to see. Mind is the one which tells tongue what to eat and speak. So sama, dhamma, they go together, but sama means the control over the mind and dhamma means the control over the senses. Uparati. Uparati is a complete peaceful mind and inside of us. In other words, we are at quiet, at peace within us. That is uparati. The mind is not running anywhere. The mind is absolutely quiet. Shraddha is faith. Faith is, faith has a definition. In generally, we all have faith. We have faith when we sit in the plane. We have faith in the pilot that he's going to take us to the destination. When we are walking on the street, we have a faith that no driver is going to hit us. When we are eating the food, we have a faith that this is a nutritious food. It is going to help us. So every step of the way, we have faith. But this is something more than this. This is spiritual shraddha. In other words, we have faith in Bhagavan. We have faith in scriptures, that whatever we study from our scriptures, it is correct. I take it for granted that it is correct. And in future, sometimes I read and I prove it, that whatever my teacher said, whatever my scripture said, ultimately Veda agreed that yes, this is the way it is. That is the Shraddha. Titiksha. I think we talked about it in another class a couple of days ago. What is titiksha? Titiksha is endurance. In other words, we have a capacity to tolerate little pains in our life. So we have a habit. What do? We keep on complaining. We complain about every little thing. A little too hot, a little too cold, a little too salty, a little too spicy, or the lack of salt in the food, or the shirt is just too thick and I'm too hot in these clothes, or I have a little pain in my ankle, I have a little itch because I had a mosquito bite. Whatever it is, we have complaints all day. Now, titiksha means stop it. Stop it. There is no reason to complain about every little thing in life. We must have a capacity to tolerate little discomforts in our life. And when we keep complaining, who likes it? Nobody. Nobody. People walk away from us. And sometimes when we go to meet somebody, then you hear for 1 hour that my back hurts and my head hurts and my stomach hurts and my joints hurts and whatever. These are all little complaints. Well, listen, you got to live with it. Okay, stop complaining, because nobody wants to know, nobody wants to hear, and it doesn't help anybody. So titiksha means our endurance, our capacity to tolerate and live with the little discomforts of life. Samadhan. Samadhan is single-pointedness. It means that we can concentrate. We can concentrate when we sit down for meditation for a long period of time. We can control ourselves and we can stay in that position and meditate for a long time, or we pray for a long time. Unfortunately, nowadays, people don't even sit on the floor. So they do puja every 10 minutes. They wake up and walk a little bit, come back and sit down on the floor again, and they continue the puja. And even pujari tells you that if you want, you can get up for 5 minutes and come back. Because they know that people cannot sit on the floor for more than a few minutes. So samadhana means just sit for an extended period of time and don't move and meditate or pray or do upasana without hesitation. If you have a little pain in the knee, so you live with it, you tolerate it. but then just don't move. That is samadhana. To be single pointed for an extended period of time. So when we do this, what happens? We get tranquility of the mind, serenity of mind, equanimity of mind. Equanimity means that there is no rag and dvesh. Rag is liking and dvesh is disliking. So if we can somehow control liking and disliking, that means that we really have total control. There is no problem. Things happen. Remember in India, we used to say it, I mean, my parents and grandparents used to say all the time, no matter what happens in life, it is Bhagwan's Ichha. No matter what happens, something good happens, it is his wish. Something bad happens, it is his wish. You got a pain, it is his wish. You got a pleasure, it is his wish. You succeed in exam, that is Bhagwan's wish. You fail in exam, that is Bhagwan's wish. You make a lot of money, that is Bhagwan's wish. You make a little money or you lose money, that is Bhagwan's wish. Somebody praise you, that is Bhagwan's wish. Somebody criticize you, that is Bhagwan's wish. Somebody honors you, that is Bhagwan's wish. Somebody dishonors you, that is Bhagwan's wish. No matter what happens in my life, that is the wish of the Lord. And I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I can live with it. That is extremely good habit. That is called equanimity in life. That no matter what happens in life, my mind is not disturbed to a great extent. The mind is pretty stable at all times. Okay, we will do one more. Dradataram karmashu santyanchatam. It means avoid all desire-ridden actions. Actually, that's all we do. That's all we do. Kamya karma. You see the third one, kamya karma, selfish actions. That's what we do 24/7. That is our nature. This is what the people are. This is what we want. I mean, we decide what kind of food we are going to eat. We decide where we are going to go for a walk. We decide what kind of clothes we want to buy. We decide what kind of car we want to buy. Everything is kamya karma. Kamya karma means what we like, what we enjoy, selfish actions. Those are the kamya karma. I want to go on vacation. I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Europe. All of that is my desire. This is my selfish action that I enjoy. So that is kamya karma. What is the problem with kamya karma? Kamya karma will ultimately lead into punya or papa or neutral. One of the three things. Either some things are very neutral, like let's say you go for a walk, you like it, fine, it's neutral. It does not give you either pap or punya. But you like something, like let's say you like your stocks to be higher and you cheat, now you did papa. Or you like to help your neighbors, now you did punya. So basically kamya karma, selfish action are mostly neutral, but it will lend into sometimes either pap or punya. So what are the other karmas? One is nitya karma. Nitya karma is a daily actions, which we do every single day, just to be healthy and happy. We eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, nitya karma. We take shower once or twice a day, nitya karma. So everything we do, which is a routine, including going to work, nitya karma. This is what we do. We get up in the morning, take shower, get ready, sit in the car, go to work, come back in the afternoon, nitya karma. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm forced to do, allowed to do, nitya karma. Naimittika karma. Naimittika karmas are the special occasions that my cousin got sick and he or she is in the hospital. What do? I have to go and see him. Or my neighbor called me that he needs help with moving a table. What do? Go and help him. Or some occasion, somebody's birthday, or somebody's anniversary, or somebody passed away. Every single our duties, regular duties, which we have to do because we live in sansar. So that is naimittika karma. Some people also include in naimittika karma nishkam karma. Nishkam karma is also our duty. It is our duty to help the other people, whether it is in the temple or whether it is in the ashram or whether it is in our society or it is our group of people, or we gather the state I come from, the village I come from, the city I come from, and there are organizations and they want me to serve. Well, I serve. That is my duty. So that is naimittika karma. So nishkam karma is also included there. Prayaschit karma, some people put as a fifth karma, or some people include that in naimittika karma. That we did something wrong in life, and now we have to do prayaschit. So when we do prayaschit, we not only agree with the Lord that yes, I made a mistake, I committed papa, I did something which is not good for me, but I did it anyway. What that means is that I will not repeat it. That I did it, but I will not do it again. That is the second part of prayaschitta karma. It's not that just you agree that you made a mistake. You will not, you make a determination, I will not do it again. That is prayaschitta. And the last is nishitta karma. Nishitta karmas are prohibited actions. We know this is wrong. We know we shouldn't be doing it. So don't do it. Karma is papa. It's very, very simple. It can even be legally, we can be in trouble. If you cheat, you can, if you're caught, you're going to be in trouble. You will have to pay either penalty or go to jail. Sure, nishitta karma is something which we make a determination. I am not going to do it. Now I understand. Sometimes we have done nishitta karma in the past, but that's okay. Now, once you know, don't do it. But you have done it in the past, do the prayaschitta. See, karma doesn't cancel out. If you do papa, if you do punya, they don't cancel out. You have to live through the consequences of punya, and you got to live through the consequences of papa.
You're looking for me? You put 4938 number.
So these are the nishitta karma. I think we finished 50 minutes, and now we got 10 minutes for question answer. There is one more point I want to say, is that this is also desire karmas. This is all described in the scripture, and I'm just repeating what is described in the scripture. That 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. is a sattvic period, sattvic time of the day. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is a rajasic time of the day. 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. is a tamasic part of the day. Now, what is that implication in our life? How does it matter to us? Why do we have to know this? So 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., because it is a sattvic time, we should make sure that we wake up as early as possible. Maybe 6, maybe 5, maybe 4. Most of the learned people, they wake up at 4 or between 3 and 4. So that is too early. It is not too early if we go to sleep early. So if we go to sleep at 9 o'clock, remember 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. is a tamasic time. What does the tamasic time means? That all the bad thing happens in that time. Like gambling happens at night. Prostitution happens at night. Cheating happens at night. All the bad things happen at night. So 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. is a tamasic time. Avoid it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. is a sattvic time. If you read for 1 hour, it is as good as reading for 2 hours, because you can grasp it and you can read faster and nothing is bothering you and nobody is disturbing you. The productivity is more. if we do some work between as early as possible, before 9 o'clock. Now, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the whole day, it is called Rajasic time. What happens in Rajasic time? We go to work. We go to the work. We invest in stock market. We invest in houses and cars, and it's all Rajas. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is Rajasic time. That is fine. And that is absolutely required, that we have to have some Rajas in life to survive, to be in sansar. But take the advantage of Sattvic and Tamasic time. Tamasic time, sleep. And Sattvic time, do the best or the most difficult work at the Sattvic time in the early morning. And that helps us. So sleep at 10:30, wake up at 5 o'clock, and you will be very, very, very productive. All right, so now we have only 6 minutes left. So let's have some question answer. You know, I wish, I desire, I would prefer, please don't start, put the video off, because I'm looking at the black screen. So if you can, and there is nothing bad happening, please open up, because then I can look at your face. Now I can see it's a smiling face of Niruban. It is so good to look at the smiling faces. Please open your videos if you can. Now you can ask questions.
Yeah, I want to ask something.
Please.
You had mentioned 9 ways of devotion to God. Could you just repeat quickly, please?
Okay. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, and Atmanivedanam. So these are the 9 different ways we can do bhakti of Bhagavan. And we do usually Shravanam, Mananam. Actually, a lot of people do Smaranam also, Padasevanam also. We do Vandanam all the time to Bhagavan. So these are common things. We all do. We just don't categorize it very clearly.
Smaranam and
We all
Mananam.
do that.
Smaranam and Mananam is the same thing?
No.
Smaranam is remembering.
So, Smaranam is all throughout the day or any part of the day, you start remembering the God's name and speaking the God's name. And whichever name you want to use, that's perfectly fine. Keep repeating. Now, Archanam means you have to know the hymns, which are in Sanskrit. And if you remember, and some people know, they chant those hymns. Those hymns have tremendous meaning. If we understand the meaning of those hymns, that is the description of Brahman. So that is absolutely great.
Okay.
But either way is fine. If you do just bhajan, that's fine too. That's okay. You have to have bhav. I love you, Lord. That is underlined. I love you, Bhagavan. That's important. Do it with love.
Rani, so if you notice, in the morning when you wake up or soon after your prayers, if you put a dhun, say Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, or some dhun, you listen to that even for 10-15 minutes while you're doing other, whatever your karma that you do every day, it stays with you entire day. You know, that dhun keeps on repeating in your mind, or that bhajan keeps on repeating in your mind. And it's a very good way to remember Bhagwan. Even while you're cooking, this music will come in your ears. You know, when we were young, we used to do with the film songs, you know, we would sing Mere Man Ki Ganga or Tere Man Ki Ganga. You know, we hear it for the first time, we like it, and then that song keeps on going in our mind and we repeat it. But now, since we are older, more mature, we understand what it is. If you put a dhun, whatever is your Ishta Devata, you do it with that.
Even if it is not Ishta Devata, it is okay. As long as it is Bhagwan's name, it's very, very simple. You're spending millions of dollars to build a temple. You don't even without that, you can do a big bhakti right in your own bedroom, right in your own house.
Yeah. भगवान का नाम तो हर वक्त होना ही चाहिए दिमाग में.
I agree. I agree. It's important, very important.
Thank you. That was.
We don't do the bad things. If we keep Bhagwan with us, and no matter what we try to do, we think for a few seconds, is this what my Bhagwan would approve of? And if you think that my Bhagwan will not approve this, then you don't do those bad things. And we don't do a very big bad things, like we don't kill anybody. We don't do that. But we do a little pop in the daytime. A little something wrong, and what a big deal. I can do it. It's no big deal. Not hurting anybody. So this is what we do. And we stop doing that if we remember Bhagwan. It's very simple. Like you wouldn't, the money is right in front of you, but you wouldn't just pick up the money in the temple and put it in your pocket. It will bug you for the rest of your life. Because now you mix that money with Bhagwan and you did something wrong and you know that. Nobody else knows that. It doesn't matter. You know it. So that's what they say. Action itself is punishment. You don't have to wait for future punishment from Bhagwan or from our karma. We don't have to wait for it. Action itself is punishment because it bothers us. I did something wrong. That is our punishment. Okay, anything else? In my watch, it is 7:30 exact. All right, so if you have a question, you can call me. We can talk next time, whatever. But we can have a closing prayer. I'm here for a few more minutes. And if you ask further questions later on, it's fine with me. So let's do the closing prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. We'll have next class next Friday.
Yes. Thank you, Jatin Bhai.
Sure. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
चंद्र जी समाप्ति करेंगे.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् ओरवारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् ओरवारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ शान्ति 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 असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमया लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ द्यौ शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वदा शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः
सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्।
आप सब तन मन धन से सुखी रहे, यही भगवान के माँ के चरण कमलों में मेरी प्रार्थना है और ऐसे मंदिर की सेवा करते रहे। अब मंगलवार मिलेंगे। भावना जी, any other announcement?
Nothing right now, just a reminder, please do consider getting your vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines. If you have not gotten vaccinated as yet, it's very important. And please, if you have been vaccinated, that's wonderful. Please make sure that you convince other people as well and encourage them to get vaccinated. That's the only way we are going to be able to get together in person very soon. So very, very important. And please keep India in your prayers as well. Thank you.
और आज ट्रेडर जो ने अनाउंस किया है कि जो लोग वैक्सीनेटेड हैं they can come into the store without mask.
Oh, great.
It was on the news. So और अभी मैंने देखा है कि अपॉइंटमेंट सेम डे अवेलेबल है.
हाँ, और अब तो छोटे बच्चों को भी 12 साल की बच्चों को भी वैक्सीन करने लगे हैं.
जी, my granddaughter got today.
Yeah.
She got today and
yeah,
she's 12.
So, children are brave enough to go and get the vaccines, then adults should definitely follow suit. But there is still a lot of reluctance in the community, and I think as educated people, I think it is incumbent upon us that we take the lead and try and, educate with the facts rather than misinformation. So, the decision is ultimately up to them, of course. But we can definitely try and correct any misinformation that they may have. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So have
you.
a great weekend. Shubh Ratri.
And we'll
Shubh Ratri.
enjoy the outdoors. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.